We are live. We are live. Go with it. Everybody's enjoying their Sabbath. We will jump right into it. Go with it. Everybody's enjoying the Sabbath online. Everybody in the building as well. The topic of this lesson, the name of this lesson is Riding Solo, the Spirit of the Individualite. Do we have the mic in the mic in the crowd? Before I give an understanding that, I want to ask Brother Joe, what is an individual? What does that person look like in the flesh? What are those characteristics of that person? Just give me one. What is an individual like?
It's a brother or sister who believes they can do this walk alone.
That's a great answer. Let me give Brother Adult, and then I'm transfer over to the sister. What is an individual like?
Somebody who just doesn't want to people.
They're
trying to keep the feast days along, even all everything by themselves.
Great answer. We get the brother Kurt.
Mic check, mic check.
Test. Okay. Yeah. People would say like, I don't do them camps.
Okay. Brothers that say they don't deal with camps. Anybody else? Let me get Sister Angel and I can't remember.
Shalom.
Sister right here as well.
Shalom.
Uh-huh.
Someone who forsakes the fellowship and doesn't move on one accord with the body.
Khan. And let's get the last one. What is an individual like? Yes. Sister Cassania.
Just sticking to yourself, thinking that you can kind of just do this walk alone, not wanting to be a part of a body, socialize, or even just learn together as a unit.
That's right. I like the word you said, as a unit, because that's what an individualite lacks. He lacks unity. He doesn't have that mindset. So let's jump right into it. Let me get Ecclesiastes 4:9. Because the Lord speaks about this. The Lord is very specific, and the Lord is not pleased with individualites because, like everybody eloquently said, you can't do this alone. You have to gather together. You have to be in unity. You have to be with somebody or people that are like-minded in this walk. If you're alone, it's not going to be easy, and you're going to fall, and you're going to have nobody to pick you up. Ready? Hold on, let me jump to it.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 9. Two are better than one.
The Lord said what?
Two are better than one. Because they have a good reward for their labor.
The Lord said 2 people is better than 1. I'd rather have 2 people on a project than 1 person. We have 4 hands instead of 2. We have 2 brains instructed in the Lord's will than 1. We have 4 eyes. It's more people. The more people it is, the easier it is. The faster it gets done, the more effective it is, the more efficient it is. Read it from the top again.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 9. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. Well, go ahead.
So the Lord said, if they fall, some people might look at that as a physical fall. That fall can be mental. That fall can be physical as well. That fall can be spiritual. That fall can be financial. If you have somebody going twain with you, y'all equally yoked, and I fall, brother, I'm short on my car note, brother. I need $100. You feel me? I'll pay you back. Or, brother, my wife is bugging. She tripping. I'm ready to divorce her. You two people you could get a counsel, 2 people that have the same mind that's their mind is well instructed. You can go twain together because now you have something to work forward to it. But if you by yourself, keep reading.
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth.
The Lord said destruction. Woe means destruction. The Lord said destruction unto him if he is alone. Keep going.
But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up.
If you ain't got no brothers and no sisters to lean upon, of course we lean upon the Lord as well, but the Lord said gather together. 2 is better than 1. You need to have somebody to help you with this. And if you have nobody there with you, the Lord said destruction is going to come upon you. You don't have no spiritual help. You don't have no financial. You don't have no physical. You don't have no mental help. The Lord said destruction is coming onto you. The Lord said 2 people are better than 1.
You don't got nobody to hold you accountable.
Exactly. And the spirit of the individualite wants to be by themselves. They want to be bad all by themselves. The spirit of the individualite favorite company is me, myself, and I. They believe they can do everything by themselves. And you can't, because the Lord just said you can't. Because if you by yourself, you're going to be destroyed because you have no support. Keep going.
Again, if 2 lie together, then they have heat. But how can 1 be warm alone?
The Lord said if 2 lie together, they have heat. You know what that is? They're helping each other. They're giving and receiving. But if you by yourself, you laying in the cold, you gonna die. You're gonna freeze. The Lord is reiterating, you always need somebody by your side. Christ wasn't by himself. Christ had 12 people with him. David had mighty men with him. Saul, even though Saul was going off, he still had brothers rocking with him. Everybody has somebody next to him, but you don't. You want to say F camps. I don't want to deal with brothers. Sisters don't want to deal with other sisters. That's crazy. You rebelling against the Lord. And the Lord is not pleased with that action. See what you're going?
I'm saying heat, like heat in a cold atmosphere is protection. It's the only thing that can save your life at that point. You know?
No, that's a great point. And read verse 12, please.
Verse 12. And if 1 prevail against him, 2 shall withstand him. And a 3-fold cord is not quickly broken.
And you could look at this many ways, but I look at it like this. This is overwhelming force. The more people it is, the easier it's going to be. We on the street and somebody take a swing at the reader or the teacher, it ain't finna be no one-on-one. You finna get jumped. You feel me? It's overwhelming force. The Lord said the more there is, the better it is. The more we want on one mind, the better it is. Where if we intertwine together in the scriptures, we're gonna be just fine.
I see it like as, sin too. Like, and if 1 prevail against him, like, so if your sin or your lust or your flesh will prevail against you alone, with 2, if you have a brother or a sister or a body to hold you accountable and to exhort you, with 2, you shall withstand that sin. You shall withstand that lust. You shall withstand that temptation. And 3 is like a braid. Like, you're going to have to cut it. Some braids so tight, you can't even undo them. You got to cut them. You know what I mean?
And that's the main thing, holding each other accountable. Because you have somebody to be like, brother, I'm going off. You have somebody to go to. But if you're individualite and you by yourself, you can't see yourself going off. You think you right in your own eyes. You have nobody to correct you. Now you're just going further and further and further down the hill. And you end up like the brother on the street that we talked to today. Want to save his oppressor. Cold game. Let me get Matthew 18 and 20. Because we have to remember, we're talking about the spirit of the individual, like the brother or the sister that doesn't want to gather together when the Lord is pleased with us gathering together. We're talking about the Lord said 2 is better than 1. Read that.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
So if you not gathered with brothers and like-minded on Christ, if you not with nobody, you hating brothers in your heart, you not loving your neighbor as yourself, and you by yourself, is the Lord really with you? You by yourself all the time. You think you could do this walk by yourself? Is the Lord really with you? I'm gonna answer it for you. No, he's not. Don't deceive yourself. You need to be with a body. The Lord is pleased with that sacrifice. You need to be around other like-minded individuals. You need to get over yourself. You need to get over your feelings, and you need to persevere forward towards the kingdom of heaven as a group. Because as a nation of people, we all acted as individuals. We all had our own personal gain. But that has to stop when the Lord gives you the gift of understanding. That has to stop. And it has. And we're growing. Look at us. Brothers that have no personal gain, no individual motives. It's about us. It's about we. It's not about me. It's not about I. When you get into that, it's about me, it's about I mindset, instead of we, instead of us, you're finished. Because you're not thinking as a team. This ain't Mamba mentality. No, we need all of us in here. Everybody has a part, everybody has a role, and everybody needs to execute it to the best of their ability, and we're going to be just fine. Read that again, and then I want you to jump to Proverbs 12.
Matthew 18 and 20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
The Lord's in the midst of us right now because we're gathered together in his name. We are doing this for Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Nobody else. We're doing this so we can get salvation, and that is Christ. That is Jesus Christ and the Father. That's who we're doing this for. Just for people online who don't know who that is in the Hebrew tongue. We're doing this for Christ. We're doing this for the Father. Let me get the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 15, please.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise.
Why does the Lord equate wisdom with counsel? Because the fool is right in his own eyes, but when you take counsel, you can go to other brothers. You can go to brothers with life experience that have more knowledge of the scriptures than you. Let me give you guys an example. Brother come up to you and say, brother, I see this sister, she's bad. And then the counsel says, well, brother, look at your life. Let's see, are you ready for that woman? Brother, your credit score is 400. Brother, you live at the house still. You don't have a car. You work at Subway. Brother, you're not ready for a wife. But the fool is right in his own eyes. He's not going to hearken unto that counsel because he doesn't have wisdom. I'm a grown man. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me where to stick my organ. Who are you? You're not my dad. That's the spirit of the individual. He's a foolish man because you can't tell him nothing. He's not going to hearken unto counsel because he has no wisdom. Now, guess what? Let me get Sirach 26 and 21. Because let's just stay with that scenario. You see she a beautiful woman. She bad. She this and that. You want to lay with her. You this and that, but you're not ready. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the Lord says. What could happen? If you don't hearken unto counsel, this could happen because you're not listening unto the Lord. You're not listening to the Lord's word. Sirach 26 and 21.
The book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiastic, is 26 and 21. So thy race, which thou leavest, right? 20,
my bad. 25. My bad. That looked like a 6 to me. That's my own handwriting. 25 and 21.
Sirach, chapter 25, verse 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman.
Coming to counsel, the first thing shouldn't come out your mouth. She bad. That should not come out. That should not be the first thing coming out your mouth. Yes, you're gonna be attracted to the sister, but that shouldn't be the first thing coming out your mouth. She fear the Lord, brothers. She this and she that. She take it. She bad. That shouldn't be the first thing coming out your mouth. The Lord says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman. Keep going.
And desire her not for pleasure.
And don't only want her for her thing. Don't only want her for her beauty and what she has between her legs, because now you're already off. It ain't gonna last. But it gets worse. Keep going.
A woman, if she maintain her husband.
So now let's go along with the story that I laid out. You have a 400 credit score. You don't have a car. You live with your moms. Now she living with you at your mama's house. Y'all married. Now she got to take care of you. You don't have let's not even say y'all moved out together. She paying the rent. She paying the insurance. She's paying everything. She's maintaining you, brother. You don't have a credit score to have anything in your own name. But the individualite is going to say, I'm a grown man. You can't tell me nothing. I'm a lay with her if I want. And we're going to repent on Day of Atonement. I'm a lay with her if I want. You can't tell me nothing. He's not hearkening unto counsel. He followed with his male organ. He's looking at her beauty. He only wants her for a box. And your credit score is shot. You don't have a whip. You don't have a good paying job to provide for her and yourself. Like, we have to understand as men, if you looking at a sister to marry, you have to understand what comes with that. Protection. She got dental insurance. She got eye. She got vision. She got health care. She need clothes. She need food. She need water. She need a house to cover her. Nails, hair, everything. You can't even provide for yourself. What you thinking about looking at her for? Keep it to yourself until you're ready. Keep it locked in your mind. Oh, yeah, I want her, but I got to get right. Take that to the counsel, and that should be on your mind. And the counsel, if it's a great counsel, it's going to lead you in the right direction. Brother, come back when your credit score is 600, 500. Come back when you got 5,000 in account. Come back when you got your whoops. Come back when your pay increased $4 or $5. You feel me? Like, there should be little steps, but the individualite is going to say, man, I could do bad all by myself. If I want her, I'm gonna have her. And it's just that simple. Keep going.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 25, verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger.
If the woman has to take care of her husband, she is full of anger. She got to pay the rent. She got to pay the car note. She got to pay for everything. She is full of anger. And Donnie King on said online, both must be on point. That's the truth. Your wife can't be no, choose my words carefully. Your wife can't be no slob. She can't be no OnlyFans harlot. She got to be a modest woman. She got to know what to do. She got to be a right, proper helpmeet. We got to be both equally yoked, but it's also about the man, because you get to choose who you want. Read that again. If the wife what?
If the wife, a woman, if she maintains her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
If the wife has to take care of the household, if the wife has to take care of the husband, she is going to be full of anger. And how does that come along? If the brother doesn't hearken unto counsel. You want to do your own thing. You don't want to be a part of the body. You want to make up your own decisions, and you want to do your own thing. That's one of the roads that can lead down to it. And that's not a pretty sight, because then you're going to be back at counsel saying, how do I fix my marriage? Well, brother, we told you already before you got married. But you didn't want to listen because you're a fool. Go for it.
You know what's crazy? Like, it says impudence. If you look that word up, it means shamelessness or immodesty.
Well,
and then
be acting out.
And then be the main sisters that be like, he can't tell me what to wear. He don't pay no damn bills. I wear what I want, go where I want to go, do what I want to do.
Man.
And I've even heard them say they gonna do whoever they want to do. If he can't pay their bills, I'm taking care of him.
Yeah, that's a tough place to be in, fellas. Don't be that guy. Wait it out. Get yourself right. Hearken unto counsel. Hearken unto the Lord, and pray on it. And don't be an individualite. Let me get the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 14. Con, let me get that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 14. A talebearer? 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall.
Where there's no instruction, where there's no guidance, the people fall. The people fall apart. The people disperse. I want to share something with you guys, because at the end of the day, we are all Christ's sheep. We all heard Christ's voice. We all heard the Lord's voice, and we are all following the Lord. But I want to give you guys a life example, what I saw with my own eyes, knowing that we are the Lord's sheep. When we was back at our old school, I believe Rata Aram was teaching, and I was sitting by the door. And when the precept came out, everybody's head went down and looking at the Bible. But when the speaker was talking, everybody's head went up simultaneously. And I was like, damn, like we listening to the Lord's word. We really are the Lord's sheep, because we all hearing his word, boom, dropping down, going up, dropping down, going up. And it was so fascinating to me because the Lord is our shepherd. The sheep need to be guided. And if there's no guidance, the people are going to fall. It's just that simple. And I just wanted to share that with everybody. I thought that was a beautiful thing to see. But read that from the top again.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter
Uh-huh.
11, verse 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall.
Where there's no guidance, where there's no instruction, the people fall. The people scatter, the people disperse, and all chaos emerges. Keep going.
But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety.
In the multitude of counselors, when multiple brothers have the understanding of the Lord and they coming together and they're helping each other, there's safety. That's a beautiful thing to be in. And the individualite doesn't want no part of it because the individualite lacks self-accountability. He wants to do his own thing. They want to be bad all by themselves.
Prideful.
They're very prideful. They're arrogant. Everything that the Lord is not pleased with, that's the individualite. And they don't see it because there's no one there to check them. They don't have a mirror. We are mirrors to each other. Brother, I see this in the scriptures. You've fallen short. You know? But let's keep going. Let me get the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 24. Now we're going to turn to what the Lord requires of us, what the Lord is pleased with.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 24. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to God. Salakia. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Another to provoke unto love and to good works.
The Lord said, consider one another, choose one another, prefer one another, to provoke unto love and to good works, exhort each other, be each other's, I don't want to say cheerleader, but be each other's support. Who's your support when you're alone? Nobody.
Your wicked mind.
Your wicked mind that's desperately wicked. Keep going.
Come on. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
What did the Lord say? Not forsaking
not
what?
forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
All you brothers that out there saying camps ain't this, camps ain't that. The Lord said not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together. The Lord said gather together, exhort each other, encourage each other, depend on one another. The Lord is pleased with that. It's a beautiful sacrifice. The Lord is pleased and he wants us to not forsake the assembly of us together. That's a beautiful thing to see, that our God wants us to come together and be in unison, to be united. Finish off verse 25, please.
As the manner of some is, but exhorting one another.
Exhorting one another. Giving the brother props, giving the sister her flowers. Everybody's loving on each other. That's what we're meant to do as a nation of people, because all the other nations do that. They congratulate their own. They congratulate their individuals, but we don't. When a brother winning over there, we hating. We jealous. We coveting his gifts. We coveting his possessions. We supposed to be exhorting each other, but we don't do that because we're a nation of individuals. It's me, myself, and I. As long as I get it, I'm good. As long as I can make it out, I'm good. But what about the rest of us? Reach back, brother, and help. I'm not asking for all your money, brother. Show me how to make money. Show me how to do this. Encourage me to help. Put it in my mind to do that. Don't be selfish. Don't only think of yourself, because when you only think of yourself, you only get so far. Read 25 from the top again, please.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching.
And we need to exhort each other as much as we can, because that day is coming. That day that the author of the book of Hebrews is talking about is the day of Christ. We need to encourage each other. Keep going, brother. We almost at the finish line. The Lord's almost here. Keep the commandments. Keep the faith. That could be the last drop of oil the brother needs, and the Lord comes back and we all Gucci. But he be like, I ain't worried about you, bro. I'm doing my own thing. The Lord said, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Yes, but there's a balance. The Lord also said, if you love me, feed my sheep. You know, what does working out your own salvation with fear and trembling mean? What I get from the scriptures, don't be a weekend Hebrew. During the week, read, study, do your thing. That's working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. When you alone, have integrity. Do what the Lord asks you to do when nobody's watching. And when you come together, feed the sheep. If you love Christ. Exalt one another if you love Christ. The Lord said, love your neighbor as yourself. Let me get the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. The Lord said, don't forsake the assembling of ourselves together.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So the coldest part about this precept, yes, we're not desired amongst any other nation, but the more crueler part is we're not even desired amongst ourselves. We look at each other as competition. The Chinese man don't do that. The Arab man don't do that. The white man don't do that. Everybody's eating, but we look at each other as competition. But the Lord said, gather together, because we're not desired amongst the whole world. But we look at each other as competition. That's my enemy, because he's in the same industry as me. He taking money out of my pocket. Brother, do you not understand that the black community spends $1 trillion a year in spending power? $1 trillion. Everybody's going to eat off of that. Everybody's going to eat. And I want to show you guys how we don't desire each other. I'm going to show you guys stats, and it's going to prove that we don't desire each other, and the world don't desire us. So who desires us? If we don't, the world don't desire us. Our own people don't desire us. The Lord, the only person that desires us, and us, we don't even desire the Lord. We just out here lost sheep. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you how we don't desire each other as a nation of people. Our dollar as black people stays in our community for 6 hours. You get paid at 12, it's gone by 6 p.m. It's out the community. It's with somebody else's. It's in a different community. It's in a different nation of people. 6 hours, the dollar stays. That shows you we don't desire each other. We don't go to Simply Wholesome. We don't go to the cone spot across the street, the ice cream cone, or the ice shaving place. We don't go to the thrift stores. We don't go to the spots that we own. We go everywhere else. We don't desire each other. And the Lord told us to gather together because the world don't desire us. Hispanic people, our 10 tribe brothers and sisters, their dollar stays in their community for 48 hours. A little bit better than us. A lot bit better than us. I ain't gonna hold you. 2 days. We got 6 hours. It's the same thing. But the white man dollar stays in this community for 17 days. Then it leaves. And it come right back through us. But they going to the mom and pop hardware store. They're going to the thrift shop. They're going to that 100-year-old family business that's they've been having movie theaters for 100 years. You know, they shop amongst themselves and then they go somewhere else. But the craziest thing, the Jewish man, 20 days within the same community. They shopping at the same bagel and lox cream cheese spots. They going to get clothing and hats from their peoples. Yeah, the GMOs. They go into the football games and the soccer games and the hockey games that are owned by GMOs. Their dollar stays in their community for 20 days. The Asian community, 30 days. They desire each other. They got nail, they got hair, they got food, they got passports, the photos, whatever you need, they got. And when people come here, they go to them. They own buildings, They own damn near everything in America. The white man and the Asian man, they got supreme power in this mug.
But the coldest part is not only is it a disparity between the amount of time that the dollar stays in the community, like I said before, as soon as they have to dish a dollar out to a different race, they got 10, 20, 30 ways for them to get that dollar rate back. We dishing it out fast and getting it slow. You know what I'm saying?
We're not getting it at all.
The Lord said you're supposed to prefer your people.
Come on. Gather together. Bring that out.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 10. Be kindly affection one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another.
If we prefer one another, our dollar will stay in our community more often. It will stay in there longer, like the Asian man, like the white man, like the Jewish man. If we preferred one another, if we didn't look at each other as competition or with disgust, we'd be so much better. We would be out of captivity by now.
And that goes back to the subject of the lesson.
You
know, it might be a store where they can a brother own a store and they got something that costs $12, and you go to a store that's owned by a heathen and it's $10. You be like, shit, I'm gonna say that 10. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to prefer. You're supposed to say, you know what, I'm gonna take that hit on them $2 and support my people. But being in that individualite mindset, shit, I ain't gonna I get it cheaper over here. That's why our dollar don't circulate within our own community, and that's being, individually minded, and that's not preferring your people.
Because we not thinking as we're thinking of me. I'm gonna stretch my dollar. My dollar's gonna go, but what about your brothers?
And we have to also understand that we have to buy everything from them, and they're buying their products from their own people, so they're getting it cheaper. So even though it costs more at our stores, they getting more profit at that selling in that $10 than we are selling it at $12. So don't always think that your people trying to cheat you. Oh, them niggas got that shit sky high over there, man. They trying to whoop me. No, they getting whooped.
Right.
So they trying to just barely break even. Really, for the price that the heathens getting it, they whooping you. How much it costs to make some Jordans?
Not even $1, a couple cents.
And he charged how much? Remember, we was looking at I think it was the other school. We was looking at how much Jordan get paid and how much Nike get paid. The man making pennies compared to what they getting off of it.
For sure. When his shoe came out, they wasn't expecting him to make so much money. He made over 250 million. But what Nike made, close to the billion, over the billion. He's getting a chump change and then turn around and say, man, get it out the mud. I ain't helping you. Individuals. Michael Jordan could do so much for the community. All these rich Israelites can do so much for the community and help each other and spread the gospel. But it's not in a spirit, and it's not in a contract. Let me get the book of Psalms, chapter 133. Because remember, the Lord said, gather together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired. I want to show you guys how the Lord feels about us gathering together. How the Lord feels about that and what he sees. When you got it.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 133. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
The Lord said how good and how pleasant. Our good is, congratulations, brother, you got a new job. The Lord's good is beyond ours. So if the Lord said how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity, for brothers and sisters to come together and be equally yoked, the Lord is pleased with that. But the individualite says, nah, I'm going to do it by myself. I got the breakdowns. I know how to make a calendar. I know how to keep the Feast of Passover. What I need you for? Brother, you need us for when you fall, for when you going through it, when you need counsel, when you need understanding, we don't want you to lean upon your own understanding. Now you out here on Figueroa.
I mean, it's reiterated over and over to gather with your people. So at this point, if you want to be an individual and not go out and help your people or community, gather with your people, that's rebellion at this point. You feel me? What? I'll get it, but you got Sirach. You got Sirach 25:1? Nah, bring out the piece. This is Sirach chapter 25, verse 1. In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before God and man: the unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, and a man and a wife that agree together.
The Lord is pleased with all 3 of those things. Brothers and sisters getting along, coming together, being on one mind, being one-minded, being one body, and not trying to act as an individual because you're gonna get clipped. The Lord is well pleased with that. The Lord, it's a plain upon tables connection. The Lord wants the children of Israel, the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the children of the diaspora, all across the world, in the 4 corners of the earth, to gather together and keep his commandments so we can get out of captivity. It's just that simple.
And he waiting on us.
And God,
we're not waiting
on God. God waiting on us. When we get right, that's when the Lord comes. It's not the opposite way around. People got it twisted. The Lord is waiting for us to be obedient and gather. Be obedient and gather in unity. Let me get Matthew 25:14.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability.
So this man is giving his servants talents. The Lord gave everybody in here a talent, a gift. Some brothers got the gift of gab. Some brothers got the gift of memory. Some sisters can sew like no other. Some sisters can encourage other sisters like no other. Some brothers can galvanize men together like no other. The Lord has given everybody that talent. Everybody has their own specific talent, and we come together and we make one body. Keep going.
And straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. Verse 17, and likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money.
So one of these brothers is an individualite, because they're hiding their talent. They're not providing for the Lord. The Lord gave you a gift and you're hiding it. Everybody in here is multiplying their talent. It could be from the least of us to the greatest. Everybody's putting in work. But the individualite, that let's just keep. Look, I don't want to jump before the gun. Brother got a great teacher. He's a great teacher. Another brother could be a great reader. That reader can bring hundreds of people in because he's hitting on the commas, he's hitting on the quotation marks, he's doing everything. He's reading this so eloquently and so beautifully that it's bringing people in. He's making people harping onto the word. That brother could be an amazing teacher, and he's multiplying his talents. He's getting thousands of people. That brother could be a great leader. That sister can help another sister make her light shine more, and make her be a better helpmeet. But the individualite is going to stay at home. That sister's going to stay at home and not let her light shine before men. That person's going to hide his talent, and the Lord is going to come and get with them. Because the Lord wants us to gather together, because you never know. You might be the brother or the sister that puts somebody else's spirit on high and lifts them up. Because that's their talent. A sister could see you and just rejoice and always want to talk to you and learn from you. A brother can see another brother and just want to be under his wing and learn from him. But you want to be at home. You don't want to gather together. You want to do your own thing. You want to do your own thing. You want to forsake the assembling of the righteous. And the Lord's not pleased with that. You hiding your talent. You burying your treasure. And the Lord is going to kill you. The Lord is going to deal with you. It's just that simple. The Lord gave everybody a talent. The Lord gave everybody a gift that nobody else has. And you don't want to use it. You don't want to multiply it. You don't want to let your light shine before men so men can glorify the Lord. Let me get that in Matthew 5. You're being selfish. And we don't need no selfish people in the kingdom of heaven. And some people could look at, well, and I want you guys to understand, individualites can be in camps as well. Those are the people that are by themselves, don't want to talk, always on their phone, this and that. The Lord said he wants us to come together. He wants us to laugh. He wants us to drink. He wants us to dance. He wants us to have fun before him. Let me get that. You know what I want? Yeah. I believe let your light so shine before, I think it's 5:20.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 16. Let your light shine, so shine before men.
You can't let your light shine if you're not out here using your talent which the Lord gave you. That goes for everybody in this room, everybody online, everybody that's going to listen to this video. The Lord said, let your light so shine before men. If you're an individual light, you're not letting your light shine. You're being selfish, and the Lord's not pleased with that. Read that again, please.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 16. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
The Lord must have gave that brother that gift. He speaks so eloquently. He could get men to gather behind him and preach the gospel. That's the Lord giving you that gift, and you want to hide that? Shame on you, bro. Shame on you. I don't feel like street teaching today. What's wrong with you? You don't feel like street teaching? You throwing away the Lord's gift. In my eyes, anytime we all go out there, it's an opportunity to bring people in to get out of captivity. You don't want to do that? You got the individualite spirit, and we're not sitting for it. Let me get the book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 17. Because brothers up here, the teachers, the readers, the hearers, we not doing this for ourselves. I don't want to spoil the precept. Go for it.
Before you go into that, before we get too far away, but about the man with the one talent, you know, he had less talent than everybody else, you know, and I always, no matter what was asked of me, I try to do it with a passion and never think because my role is lesser than, or because I see my role as lesser than someone else's, that it's not as important. Like he hit his talent, like, well, he got 6. This ain't nothing.
It's a 1.
This ain't nothing. Just,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever the Lord give you, you should take it and exalt it as high as you can. You know what I mean?
That's a great point. Yeah, just because you don't speak as well as other brothers, or just because you don't read as well as other brothers, that doesn't mean you're not important. You just important as everybody else. We are one body. We are not individuals. We are one body. The hand and the foot and the nose and the ears and the elbows, yes, they have different functions, but they are all the same. They are all important.
And they need each other.
And we need each other. We need each other to function, because the Lord said 2 is better than 1.
To function efficiently.
Because we could walk around, we could walk around gimping, and if it come to that, it come to that. But don't all of us want to be healthy and upright and making it to the kingdom of heaven in one piece? Let's lean upon each other. Let's lean upon the Lord, and let's stay in the spirit, and let's correct each other. Keep going.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 32, verse 17. A scent
33, verse 17.
33, verse 17. Consider that I labor not for myself only.
And we don't, the teachers and the readers, we don't stay up until 11 o'clock, until 2 o'clock in the morning, getting these lessons together for ourselves. We do it for y'all. We do it for the nation because we care about y'all. We're not thinking of ourselves. We make our body a living sacrifice for the nation. Read it from the top again.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 17. Consider that I labor not for myself.
I don't labor
only.
for myself. I do it for the Lord. I do it for y'all because we need edification within Israel. We need our women to stop being on OnlyFans. We need our men to stop going to jail and stop being sodomites. I don't labor for myself. I labor for y'all because I love y'all, because the Lord said, love your neighbor as yourself.
And because God said so.
Con, if you love me, feed my sheep. We're not doing this for ourselves. I believe I can speak for every teacher in BOW. We're not doing this for ourselves. We are doing this for you guys because it's pleasing to the Lord. Read it from the top and all the way through, please.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 17. Consider that I labored not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning.
For all them that seek learning, that's who we labor for. The ones that want to write down the precepts, the one that listens, the one that comes to class, the one that's not acting as an individual, the one that's not me. We do it for the body. We do it for the nation. That's what we do it for. Let me get the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 16. Because when you labor for other people, you get a reward out of it. Yeah, 4 and 16, 1 Timothy. Shalom to everybody online. Lord willing, y'all enjoying this this lesson. Lord willing, y'all had a beautiful Sabbath, you know, and let's keep tapping in for the Lord. Go for it.
It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
The Lord said you're going to save yourself and them that hear thee. The one that buries his talent, the one that doesn't want to go out there and feed the sheep, who are you saving? You're not even saving yourself because you're being selfish and you burying the Lord's talent that he gave to you. Like I said again, you might be the man that gathers 5,000 brothers together, but you want to sit on your couch and be a keyboard warrior. You can be that brother that gathers 5,000 men together under the banner of the Lord, but you want to be at home and you want to be a keyboard warrior and you want to talk crap behind the keyboard. We're on the streets, sacrificing our lives. We never know when anything can happen. But we don't do this for ourselves. That's why we out there and we fearless. We do what's pleasing to the Lord. And if you continue it, you take heed upon yourself, you examine yourself, you examine the doctrine you're in, you push it, and you continue in it, you save yourself and those that hear you. You save yourself and those that hearken unto you. You save yourself and those that aren't selfish. And it's playing upon tables. When we all gather together, yeah, like Zakar says, keyboard warrior in a gaming chair. That's the truth. Because and before I came to the camp, a keyboard warrior pulled up and he found out what 2 is better than 1 is. So let me get the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 12. For as the body is one and hath many members.
So the body is one, but there's many parts of the body. Keep going.
And all the members of that one body.
And all the members are together. Keep going.
Being many, are one body.
Even though there's arms, there's legs, there's ears, there's toes, this and that, they're all one body. They all function together. Keep going.
So also is Christ.
And Christ is the head of that body. Keep going.
Verse 13. For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body.
And that Spirit is the Holy Spirit. Keep going.
Whether we be Jews or Gentiles.
Whether we be people of the diaspora or people of the knowledge. Whether we be Hellenized Jews or not. Hellenized Israelites or not. We are all one people. We are all a nation. The Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, I want to reiterate that again. The Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the children of the diaspora, we are all one people. We are all one body, and we need to stop acting as individuals because it is going to be our demise, and it always has been our demise as a nation. Keep going.
Whether we be bond or free.
No matter your circumstance, you are a part of the body still. Keep going.
And have been all made to drink into one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many.
Keep going.
If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand.
If the foot says, I am not the hand, keep going.
I am not of the body.
Am I not a part of the body? Am I not important? Keep going.
Is it therefore not of one of the body?
Just because we have different purposes in the body doesn't make you not a part of it. The Lord made you a teacher for a reason. The Lord made you sweep up for a reason. The Lord made you sow for a reason. But we're going to get to that because the Lord explains himself. Just because you're the foot and you're the hand and you're the eyes and you're the ears and you're the tongue, everybody works together. We're all one thing and we depend on each other. Because a man without legs can't walk. A man without hands, he can't grab nothing. But an individual, like he's the thumb. He don't want to be a part of the hand. I could do bad all by myself. Well, brother, we can work without you, but it's going to be hard. I can't grab, but you can't do nothing. You just rolling on the ground looking like Toy Story. For real. Keep going.
That was
verse 16.
Okay. And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye.
And it's the same thing over and over again. If the ear say to the eye,
I am not of the body. Is it therefore not of the body?
Just because we have different things, different functions, we still one body. The Lord made you to do one thing and the Lord made him to do another. It's just that simple. Don't envy each other. Don't covet it. Don't be an eye of the body and don't covet the ear. The Lord gonna spew you out. You're gonna spew yourself out eventually. Because everybody gonna see, damn, the eye messing up. He not doing his part. He late. He don't want to obey counsel. He want to do his own thing. Damn, what's wrong with the eye? Keep going.
Verse 17. If the whole body were an eye.
If everybody was an eye, keep going.
Where were the hearing?
How are we going to hear? If everybody was the same function, that everybody operated the same thing, how will we be a nation? We'd be easily taken over. We'd be easily overthrown. Everybody has to be different, but we all have to work together. That's what the Lord is saying. Everybody has their own talent. Everybody has their own way of life, but we all need to be united. Keep going.
Come. If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling?
If everybody was an ear, how are we gonna smile? How are we gonna smell? It's the same thing. The Lord's reiterating himself. Read verse 18.
Verse 18. But now hath God set the members, every one of them, in the body as it had pleased him.
And the Lord made you the way he made you because it pleased him. The Lord made you the best sower of the group. The Lord made you the best street teacher. The Lord made you the best reader. Lord made you the best postman because it pleased him. And we all need each other. But remember, like I said, the thumb tripping, the thumb want to do his own thing. The thumb is the individual. Like, what does the Lord say about the person that doesn't want to hearken and be a part of the body? Let me get the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 43. This is what you do to people that don't want to be a part of the body. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna say it in our brother's oppressor's tongue. It's lo que es. Means it is what it is. Mark chapter 9, verse 43.
Mark chapter 9, verse 43. And if the hand offend thee, cut it off.
Say it again.
And if the hand offend thee, cut it off.
If the hand don't want to take counsel, the hand want to do its own thing. The hand want to be rebellious. The hand don't want to be a part of the body. What does the Lord say?
And if the hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed.
The Lord said it's better for us to enter into life maimed. Keep going.
Than having two hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched.
Let's break that down. The Lord said it's better for you to have 2 teachers than 5. And those 3 don't listen. Those 3 want to make their own agenda. It's better for you, for one sister to do all the cooking and sacrifice than to have 4 or 5 sisters that don't listen. And when we put a menu out, she want to make her own thing. The Lord said it's better for us to struggle than for the body, the whole body, to be broken down and thrown into hell. Read that again, verse 43.
God, it's the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 43. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed than having 2 hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched.
And you know what? And sometimes it sucks losing brothers and sisters, but it is what it is. We have to keep moving. Everybody not gonna have that rebellious spirit. The spirit of the individualite, he's gonna have that selfish, rebellious, self-pride spirit, and it's not gonna work. And it is what it is. People get upset about this message. It is what it is. Maybe I'm talking to your spirit and it's letting you know something, that you need to get your stuff together. Let me get 1 Corinthians 13, please.
It's the book of first.
Before you start, I want everybody to examine these things, and this is what we all should strive for, along with the fruits of the Spirit. Well, this is something that a lot of brothers and sisters can improve on, even myself. And this is something that can take our camp and the nation to a whole new height. Bring that out.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 13, verse 4. Chapter 13, verse 4. Charity suffereth long and is kind.
Charity suffers long. Charity is long suffering. Charity is kind. It's meek. Keep going.
Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not.
Charity doesn't envy his brother. Charity doesn't covet. Charity is kind. Keep going.
Charity vaunteth not itself.
Charity don't boast itself. Look at me, I'm doing this.
Get like me.
Get like me. I got Charity don't put the $100 on his arm and put it on the ground. That ain't charity. And then your brother say, how you get that? Don't worry about it, little bro. Damn. Where the love at? Keep going.
Is not puffed up.
It's not puffed up. It's not proud. Keep going.
Do it not behave itself unseemly.
Charity don't act out. Charity's not a wild bull in a china shop. It's meek. It's kind. It's understanding. It's long suffering. Charity and the fruits of the Spirit go hand in hand. Keep going.
Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked.
And it's not easily mad. These are the spirits we need to have as a nation of people. If we're not easily provoked, you're not going to set trip on a brother. If Charity don't envy his brother, you're not going to look at him as competition. We all going to have, if we all can master the spirit of charity and the fruits of the Spirit, we will be out of captivity today. The Lord will see our sacrifice because we're going to be dwelling together. The Lord's going to be well pleased with it, and he's going to come and deliver us. It's just that simple. Keep going. Take off where you left off.
Thinketh no evil. From the top of that?
Yeah, on the top of verse 5.
Chapter 13, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
1 Corinthians. Do it not behave itself unseemly. Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinketh no evil. Rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. Beareth all things. Believeth all things. Hopeth all things. Endureth all things.
That's the spirit of charity. That's what we all should strive for. The spirit of charity. I don't know whoever this is, but Tyrone got to go. I don't know, but they cloning too much Tyrone. That's what they doing. But look, we gonna keep it player and we gonna keep it pushing. Let me get the book of Hebrews. And once again, I want to reiterate, the spirit of charity goes hand in hand with the fruits of the spirit. If we can master that as a people and not be individuals and come together, which the Lord requires and the Lord embraces and the Lord beautifies and he sees that as a beautiful thing, we're gonna be just fine and we're gonna be out of captivity, family. We're not gonna have our oppressor on our neck anymore.
Because you tired.
I'm tired. We all tired. I'm gonna speak for all of us. You know, this LA traffic and getting up at 6 in the morning and 7 in the morning to drive an hour, 11 miles. Yeah, it's done. Let me get the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 24. And now I want to switch it to the major figures in the scriptures, the major figures in our history, our forefathers. And I want to show you guys, imagine if they had the spirit of the individualite. How would we be as a nation? Would we be a nation right now? Imagine if Christ had the spirit of the individualite. Getting on the cross, he said, man, I'm not getting on the cross. I'm not dying for these people that don't love me, that don't care about me. Where would we be at? Imagine that. We'd be toast. Imagine if our Lord and Savior, our King, had the spirit of the individualite. We wouldn't be here right now. Yeah, Zachary, I'm betting it's the same brother. But imagine if Christ had the spirit of the individualite. We wouldn't be here right now. But let's take a trip even further back. Let me get the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 24.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Moses could have been like, you know what, I'm going to stay up here in the nice kingdom and golden curtains and this and that. I'm not going down there with them Hebrews. Moses didn't have the spirit of the individual. A lot of our people today would be like, I'm good. I'm staying up here. We got food. We got this. We got that. There's women all around. I'm staying up here. I'm the Pharaoh's grandson. I'm not a Hebrew no more. I'm the Pharaoh's grandson. But Moses, the Lord didn't put that spirit on him. Moses chose to give that up and to go dwell with his people, to go be with his brethren and not take part of his flesh. Moses chose to deny his flesh and live in the spirit with his people. And that's what our people are doing. We're living in the flesh. Being an individualite is living in your flesh. It's thinking of yourself. It's not thinking of the collective. And Moses wasn't doing that. Moses thought of his people always. And let's go even further back. Let me get the book of Exodus, chapter 32, verse 7. To me, this is the ultimate showing that Moses is not an individualite. He is not that God. He is a team player and he cares about his brothers and his sisters. Let me get the book of Exodus, chapter 32, verse 7, please.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 32, verse 7.
And hold on, just to catch brothers and sisters up, we just got delivered out of Egypt. Moses is up on Mount Sinai talking to the Lord. And the children of Israel in the millions went up to Aaron and said, make us gods. These be the gods that delivered us from Egypt. After us being delivered by a mighty hand from the Lord, Now we in the wilderness going up to Moses' brother Aaron, saying, make us gods. This is the conversation that the Lord and Moses are talking about on the mount. And I want to show you that this is the epitome of not being an individualite. Keep going.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 32, verse 7. And the Lord said unto Moses, go get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves.
So the Lord said, go down to the people because they corrupted themselves. Keep going.
They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf.
They down there worshiping idols. I just delivered them, and now they down there worshiping idols. Keep going.
And have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Our people are saying, these be the gods that delivered us. Forgot that fast that the Lord just delivered us. He dropped 10 plagues on the Egyptians, destroyed their whole civilization, destroyed all their food, cut them off. Egypt has never been on top ever since then. And our people say, these be our gods. These be our gods that delivered us. Foolish. The Lord has all right to be upset, but what does Moses say? Keep going.
And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
The Lord called us stiff-necked. We are hard-headed. We do not listen. We think for ourselves. We want instant gratification. We have no patience. And the Lord saw that. That's a stiff-necked man. And imagine millions of people being stiff-necked, thinking for themselves. Boy, we in a world of hurt. Keep going.
Verse 10. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them.
The Lord said, leave me alone, man. I'm hot. You know the Lord of Jake. Leave me alone. I'm hot. I'm upset right now.
I'm about to take care of them.
I'm finna take care of them. What the Lord say though? Read from the top of verse 10.
Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation.
Now, imagine hearing that from the Lord. As an individualite, that sound like gold. Yeah. Lord, you're not going to kill me. You're going to kill them. You're going to make a nation out of me. Do your thing, Lord.
I think most people will say that.
Oh, for sure. Most people, most Israelites today, Lord, you going to spare me? You going to kill everybody else? Do your thing. And they gonna be Mosesites. They gonna be named after me. Do your thing, Lord. But what did Moses say? Moses was meek and he was thinking about his brothers. He wasn't thinking me. He wasn't thinking I. He was thinking we. He was thinking us. Keep going.
Verse 11. And Moses besought the Lord his God and said, Lord, why doeth thy wrath wax hot against my people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand?
So Moses is reminding the Lord, Lord, why you upset at the people? They hard-hearted. They stiff-necked.
They just came out of Egypt and all they know is heathenistic ways.
Come on. Be patient with them. And any man upset, anything upset is not on the right path. Keep going.
Maybe he was just testing.
Maybe he was testing
Moses
to see where his heart was.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Testing Moses, seeing where his heart was. That's a great point. Keep reading.
Verse 12. Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out?
And Moses is pleading for the children of Israel, like, Lord, if you do that, the Egyptians gonna say you brought them out of Egypt just to kill them in the wilderness. Keep going.
To slay them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth. Turn from thy fierce wrath and repent of this evil against my people.
And I'm rocking with that until the end. The Lord was testing Moses. The Lord was seeing where his heart was. Was he an individualite or was he for the people? And Moses passed.
His thoughts are higher than ours.
Moses passed. A lot, and I'm gonna reiterate that. A lot of Jakes will take that. Lord, you gonna spare me and kill them? Do your thing. A front row seat.
I didn't like most of them Jakes anyway.
Yeah, them niggas did my taxes wrong. I'm good. Keep going.
Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and saidest unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven.
And the Lord is searching Moses' heart. And Moses is confessing his love for Israel right now, because you made a promise to us, Lord. You said you was going to do this. Keep going.
And all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever.
Right.
And the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people.
And it was just like that. Moses was never an individual. Like, he was always for the people. And that's what we should strive for. We should always think about our brothers and sisters before we think of ourselves. And I know it's hard out here. Everything is getting more hectic. But if we stay together, like I did the illustration while street teaching, my father used to tell me, the hand is weak when it's extended, but when it's closed, it's strong. Stick together. If we stick together, nobody can mess with us. With the banner of Christ leading us, nobody can mess with us. But when people start acting out and doing their own thing, we're weak and we're easily broken. My message to the Israelites, the 12 tribes scattered abroad, stick together, band together. The Lord said 2 is better than 1. Forsake not the assembly of the righteous.
Together we stand, divided we fall. People
It's
always
just
say
that
that.
simple.
It's true.
It's the truth.
It's a cliche thing to say. People just say it just for anything, but it's true.
And our enemies know that as well. But we could get them speaking English, we could get them speaking Spanish, we could get them speaking Portuguese, and turn them in all different directions. We're gonna be just fine. Our kingdom's gonna last forever. But once we come together and we break those barriers, the sky is gonna crack and the children of Israel will be delivered. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, as the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Lord willing, y'all enjoyed this lesson. Lord willing, y'all have a beautiful Sabbath. And until next time, shalom.
Shalom.